with my good deed of the day. This lovely lady got a flat tyre, and I mean really flat. I just thought I'd stop and help on my way home.
I appreciate it so much, thank you.
You're more welcome. If it was raining, it might be a different story.
I've got 3 umbrellas in the car, so it'd be good.
The triangle that I've put out, health and safety.
Absolutely.
I've got my high-vis one.
All prepared, unlike me.
Well, luckily it's just off a roundabout, so everyone's going really slow anyway. You're lucky that you were able to control it, because that's... never seen that before. Hello!
I've never driven with a spare one before, so...
It's a slightly different size, so the car might pull slightly to one way.
Okay.
You'll be right, keep the steering wheel straight.
Yep.
And also, maximum 80 kilometres an hour, which is about 50.
Yeah.
You're quite lucky, because a lot of newer cars don't come with spare wheels. They come with tyre inflation kits.
Alright, okay.
However, it wouldn't work always.
You've not only put a smile on my face, but you'll be putting a smile on my little boy's face, because if I don't get to him, it'll be absolutely heartbroken. He's a mummy's boy, and he's missed me so much, and he just wants to come back home.
So there's certain things in this world that we ask for forgiveness or we ask for permission. Now, copyright is one of those things that you should always ask for permission. So this week I've been in touch with Haynes UK, and they have allowed me to show you guys the pictures and images and the wiring diagrams from the manual as I'm using them to repair the bike, which is really cool. So massive shout out to those guys there. Thank you. With regards to the Kawasaki workshop manual, I'm waiting to hear back from the Kawasaki publishing group at the minute, so as soon as I do, hopefully I can show you things from that manual as well. Now, you might have noticed the channel has got a new logo. Now, that was emailed to me by J Ninja. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. Go check him out. He's also, I'll put a link to a little promo video he did of himself on his friend's channel as well. But yeah, he emailed me the logo saying my logo was a bit rubbish, and he wanted to offer this one up. So I thought, yeah, that looks really cool. I like it. So I kept it, but I changed the font. And then I sent it back to him, and he said, I don't like the font, but never mind, it's your choice. Then I showed it to Kate, and Kate said she didn't like the font either, so I changed it back. So as you see, it is how J Ninja sent it to me. So thank you very much, mate. I also got an email this week from someone that has offered to aquablast some parts for me. We're not sure if we can fit the frame in the aquablast machine at the minute. Once it's stripped down, I'll measure it, and then we'll see from there. But he can do the wheels, he can do the brake calipers for me, which is great. So thank you very much, mate. A quick shout out to Adrian as well. He sent me twice now because it got lost in the post, a digital version of the Kawasaki manual. So thank you very much, mate. I'm really looking forward to getting that, because sometimes it's a lot easier to have something on a laptop whilst you're working rather than the actual book.
Before I stick this back on the bike, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing, it's completely free, and it helps me and the channel out massively. And next time I upload a video, you'll get a notification so you don't miss anything. I'm not sure if I want to plug these horrible, greasy, dirty plugs back into my nice, clean fuse box, but I do want to see if we can get some life into the ignition. I mean, this is obviously some sort of contact paste that someone's put in there. I did actually notice on an eBay listing for a second-hand fuse box that the one they were listing was covered in the same white gunk. Okay, right. Well, let's just plug it in. Stop being such a baby. I can always clean it back up afterwards. Okay. Right, there we go. Oh, and thanks to the guys that told me what this cable is. Number plate light, rear number plate light. For some reason it's been disconnected. Apparently it's a popular modification. So I'm guessing the number plate light went at the bottom and shone upwards. Is that right? That's a bit weird, isn't it? I'll have to see if I can get me a replacement mudguard then with that fitting on it. Why would you take the number plate light off? There's a train going by. I've got my little battery and my jump leads again. Going to hook up to where we hooked up last time, so the battery terminals. I'm not going to be disappointed if this doesn't turn the ignition on, because when I took the fuse box apart I couldn't see anything wrong with it. It's just solid copper contacts, so we'll see what happens anyway. So battery connected to bike. Let's give it a go. And the train going by. Right, so ready. Yep, nothing. Absolutely zero. No horn. Okay, let's get the wiring diagram out and start chasing the 12 volts. So, I was looking at this the other day and I put a bookmark in. Yes, I'm using an Egyptian £200 note. No, I'm not rich. This is worth about a £5. So, here's the wiring diagram. So we got battery, which goes to fuse, which goes to 5. What's 5? Ignition switch. So let's have a look, see if the 12 volt is actually going to the ignition switch. And to do that, we'll have a look at the white wire connected to the plug that plugs into the ignition switch and see if there's 12 volts on it. So I've got my meter, I've put the negative prong on the negative terminal, and here is the white wire going to the ignition switch, which should have 12 volts on it. And it doesn't, it has 0. So we've lost the 12 volts before we've even got to the ignition switch. So let's go back even further and have a look at the fuse. Do we have 12 volts at the fuse? So I'm just going to pop the fuse out for the purposes of this experiment. Get my positive lead, stick it on there. Nothing on that side of the fuse, and check the other side of the fuse because I don't know which side it should be on. Nothing. Right. That's a good start, isn't it? Okay, so this red and white wire comes from the battery terminal, yeah, which is supposed to have the 12 volts on. I've just noticed it's been cut, and I think it's supposed to go into there, but it doesn't. It goes up there, and this is not Kawasaki tape. I'm going to take it off and have a look, see what mess is behind it. I don't think it's Kawasaki tape. It's very sticky. It could well be Kawasaki tape. Oh, it's so sticky. Right, give me a second. So, just going back to this. So the negative obviously needs to go to, well, the engine, earth strap. The positive, white and red, goes straight into that fuse, right? I removed the what I thought wasn't Kawasaki tape. However, that wire does go straight into the back of the fuse box. So maybe we've got a bad earth. Or maybe we don't have 12 volts in the battery. Well, we can test that easily enough, can't we? We can go straight onto there. Oh. I don't have 12 volts coming out of the battery. I think maybe my clamps on the battery aren't very good. I mean, they're connected. He's definitely on there. He's definitely on there. He's definitely saying no volts. Alright. You want to be like that. It's very hard to do with one hand. One sec. I mean, this is why I bought a tripod, right? 12 volts. So why is there not 12 volts going between the cables and the bike? I don't think my cables are working, people. If you look in there, there's definitely a good cable. These were expensive. Right, I've sorted it. I had bad connections on the battery, so sorry for being an idiot, people. But now we have 12 volts on the ends of these jump cables. So let's go back to the fuse and see if we've got 12 volts on the fuse. As I pull the fuse out again. There we go. Bonk. 12 volts on that side of the fuse, Obviously no volts on that side of the fuse, could have taken the fuse out. There's a bit of trickle voltage there though. Right, let's pop the fuse back in, there we go, 12.43 volts. Obviously got a good little battery. Now do we have 12 volts at the white wire by the ignition? Da, 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 da. We do. So let's plug that back in and see what's happening. What's this beeping at? It just thinks I've left it on for too long. Oh well. Okay. I'm sorry it took so long to do that, Mr. Voltmeter. Okay, plug him back in. Cool. Well, you ready, people? I think this could be it. Ready? Oh. It's just disappointment, isn't there? Still nothing. Still no horn. Okay, do I still have 12 volts at that white wire? Or has something gone wrong? Yes, there's still 12 volts there. Be quiet. Oh, it's turned itself off now. I don't understand why we've got no life here then. Okay, so maybe the switch isn't making good contact. So what I can do, I can make a little cable up to make the contacts inside the plug rather than using the ignition switch, which could be faulty. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be back in a minute. Obviously to you it will be about a second. But I literally promise you, I just put the camera down to go and make the cable up to make those connections, and that the ignition light just came on. No word of a joke. I'm going to try the horn. Okay, so the horn doesn't work, but that light is on. It's alive! It's alive! Okay, so we've got a bad connection somewhere because something's clicking in and out. Give me the switch. So if we look at this more detailed wiring diagram of the whole bike, here you've got the ignition switch connection. So we need to connect white to yellow to turn the ignition on, and white to BR, blue and red maybe, to connect to turn the lights on. So I'll go make up a little thing. Ta-da! Test cable. So what did I say? White to yellow and white to blue and red. There we go. So let's put the white one in. Because if I plug it in there, can you hear the click? The ignition lights are coming on. Just adjust you so you can see that. Not that you can, because for the first time in I think about 14 years the sun has come out. Alright, so if I put it on blue and red, there we go. Ignition lights are on. We still don't have a horn. I don't think the horn works. Oh, that's weird. So when I turn the lights on, the ignition lights come on. That makes no sense. The headlight is on. Why would the ignition lights come on with the... Oh, that's so weird. Maybe this wiring diagram's wrong. ZX900A UK models. Well, that's me. Just going to clean that so we can see it a bit better. This is it's just a hand wipe. Oh, cool. It's better. Okay, yet again, I'm being an idiot. Right? BR is not blue and red, it's brown. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'm awake. Let's try white onto brown. Okay, that actually worked, and now the ignition's on. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we've got a bad ignition switch. I'm not going to replace it because I want to keep the original key. So I'll have to take that apart, strip it apart, clean all the contacts up. I'm sure that's not going to be too difficult. Famous last words, right? But we do have ignition. We have a headlight. Does main beam work? Look at it, it's alive! So I'm just trying to work out how the ignition switch is attached, and it looks like two bolts. Are they hex heads or are they torque heads? Or E numbers? Hard to work out. So So if I turn the indicators on, let's go, should we go left? Let's go left. Not flashing. I discovered if I press it, flashy, flashy, flashy. So the flasher relay obviously works. Sounds like a little clock. So the high beam light does not work, but the high beam does work. So maybe we've got a bulb gone in the clock's dashboard, is that what you call it? I don't know. Does the side stand switch work? Ready? Huh, does as well. Mad. And neutral, well obviously that works. That's brilliant, isn't it? Okay, check this out. If I press this, 11.5 volts. That's very cool. So considering I'd already in a previous video put 12 volts on the starter motor just to make sure that the engine turns, obviously the carburetors aren't attached anymore, so nothing's going to happen, and I can pull the spark plug leads out, HT leads, whatever you want to call them. Excuse me. I didn't think there'd be any harm in trying the starter button. Now this is what happens. The starter relay clicks, so that should be sending 12 volts to the starter motor, but it's not. So with my trusty voltmeter, this thing is the only thing between the battery and the starter motor. So you've got 12 volts going into it. Okay, so my battery's starting to die. You've 11 volts going into it, and this activation switch, when I press the starter button, gets 12 volts to activate whatever this is. I think it's some sort of relay contactor. But on the other side of it, the bit that goes to the actual starter motor, when I click the button, relay activates, but no volts come out of it. So this, whatever it is faulty. So I'll have to try and source one of those, because I don't think I can fix that. And I can't make out the part number on it either. It's a sealed relay unit, I think. So that's on the list of things to get. Great. Okay, so this horn's got me curious. It's here by the exhaust manifold, and there's two of them. There's one there and there's one there, right? Now the wire going to it goes here, comes up here, around here, out here, and it's here. Do you remember when I disconnected the alarm, I thought that this might be the front indicators, but it's not, it's the horn. So if you look at this rather grotty looking connection here, might be why the horn doesn't work. I'm going to fix it, and then hopefully the horn will work. So I've temporarily repaired that and that connection, and I've taken the Scotch block off. Thanks for whoever it was in the comments that told me that that was a Scotch block. I did know that, I'd just forgotten. I'm going to just stick the battery straight on it. Ready? Positive on that one, negative on this one. Yeah! Would you believe me if I told you all the lights work on this bike? I haven't tried the brake light. Hold on, I can reach that with my foot. Whilst, okay, ready? The brake light's work. Oh, that bulb's just gone out because I hit it. Oh, there we go, it's back on. Right, ready? Brake test. Wow. Who'd have thought? So a few of you have been wondering what's underneath the other bike covers. So Kate and I are going to go out for a ride, so I thought I'd show you. So if you're new to the channel, this is Kate's SV650, which she loves. We had it lowered because she's only 5'4", so she's got little legs. And she loves this bike. It's a cracking little bike. I love riding this bike, to be honest with you. It's really nimble, really light, and yeah, it's just fantastic. Never lets her down. Well, sometimes when the battery's a bit flat it doesn't start, but hey, you get that with all bikes. And this is my Thundercat, which was in someone's garden for a year after it was cat N accident damaged. I bought it off of eBay for like a few £100. Basically, it was running like a dog when I got it. I had to strip the carbs down, cleaner, well, give it a good clean. It's tatty, and it's, you know, it's not worth any money. It's just so much fun. I love this bike. So there's a couple of issues with my Thundercat. It doesn't like starting. There is a real knack to it, and the rear tyre, I keep having to put air in it. It just needs resealing, I think. So I'm going to see if it starts now. Like I said, there's a knack. What you have to do is pull the choke out all the way, and then you have to wind in the idle adjuster a couple of turns. I need to take the carbs apart again and just get it perfect. Let's give it a go. Oh. Oh, there we go. Hear that little fuel pump clicking away. And then, like I said, wind this in about a turn, just to open up the idle butterfly a little bit. Pull the choke out whole the way and hope for the best. Yeah! That's the best it started for a while, actually. Oh. Try again. Yeah, he'll be alright in a second. You have to wait, because in a minute it's just going to go, and I have to unwind that again. Like I said, it's had a hard life. It's done 87,000 miles, so I wouldn't expect it to be perfect, would you? Let's see if Kate's bike starts. Normally it does. It's pretty good, this one, to be honest. I have to pull the clutch in on this one. Oh yeah, look at that. Straight away. Oh, with no choke. Amazing. Kate decided she wanted to have a go on the Thundercat. It's a bit big for her though. Bless her. She looks so cool though.
I don't think I like it.
So you didn't drop it?
I did not drop it, which was a miracle, because this bike is like an elephant, especially when turning. It's like turning a square elephant around a round corner.
Oh, poor Thundercat.
Okay, alright, okay, fine. Pros, I didn't feel any potholes. I went over drain covers and all sorts, which I normally avoid on my lovely Suzuki, and didn't feel a thing. Cons, I can't even get this off of the stand. It's so heavy. Ashley has to push me with the bike to get going. I apparently don't know how to change gear on your bike either, Han. When I try to change gear, the bike point of the clutch is so high in comparison to mine.
Where it should be.
That
It's like every time she changes gear, it's like, run! Run! First gear, run!
Me going through a tunnel was great though. Loads of noise, made loads of sounds.
It does make good noise, that bike.
Out of 10, -3.
If you jump on this after riding that, you forget how light it is. The effort you have to put in to lean that, it's like 10 times on this. I went around a corner, nearly fell off the side of it because I thought it was on that. Out of 10, -3.
What? Slander! Slander! Lies! Lies! That is a beautiful bike that you love. You love it.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
So, today we got one step closer to getting this thing breathing and living again. This little bulb's living again, and he hasn't been blinking for like 28 years, so I think he's doing all right. So there's a few things I need to do before we can actually get this running. So I need to clean the tank out, and there is someone in the comments, the Bucks Biker, shout out to you. Check out his channel actually, I'll put a link in the description, I'll put it on the screen now. He's done a very good video of how he cleaned his tank out, and it looks like he got a really good result from it. So I'll probably just follow what he did. Yeah, check him out. Also, what else needs doing? I'm going to have a look at the starter motor. I might take that off and stick it on the bench and just stick 12 volts on it and see if it actually, because at the minute, obviously with it attached to the engine, we did try in a previous video going straight to it, and it's a bit slow, so hopefully it's the motor and not an issue with the engine. I need to make sure that the pistons are going up and down. Well, we know they're going up and down. I need to make sure that the conrods aren't bent. So the easiest way to do that is to measure the dead top center. Dead top center? I don't know what I'm saying. Make sure all the pistons come up to the same height. If they do, then chances are that we don't have a bent rod. Also need to obviously get the spark plugs out, replace the spark plugs. I've ordered a full service kit, so filters, oil filter, spark plugs, and a rebuild kit for... What did I order a rebuild kit for? Oh, the petcock on the tank. So that will come into tank refurbishment. And then maybe we can start thinking about firing up the engine. Because at the end of the day, if the engine fires up and it runs okay, and it's not smoking or rattling or banging or knocking, then I don't need to strip it apart further. And once I'm happy with the engine, take the entire bike apart, get it all completely stripped down to the frame, as I promised I was going to do, and start getting it back together. There's a plane going by now. Yeah, there's still a lot to do, but we'll get there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Told you there was a plane.